Today we're going to be doing a mindful mobility practice. And this is where we take an attitude of mindfulness that helps us to connect deeply to the present moment. And we join that together with active movement around our joints to create a stronger mind to muscle connection. And today we're going to be doing a full body sequence. That's a really good mixture of movements. I usually don't use my mat when I do this practice. You can use your traditional mat setup if you'd like, and you might want to have something to pad your knees just because I'm on carpet. It's a little softer surface. We might be using a block, and actually as we get started here, I'm sitting in hero pose. You might want to put a block underneath your hips so you have a bit of space, but most importantly, creating a long, tall spine. And if this pose doesn't work for you, you can absolutely sit in cross-legged or any other position that feels better. We'll start by closing our eyes for a moment, and we'll focus on the attitude of mindfulness that we're going to work with today, which is curiosity. Can I be curious about how my body feels, about how my joints are moving, and just watch the experience of my practice unfold in front of me? And we'll take that attitude of curiosity and we'll start to inhale, reaching the arms up, creating even length through the front and the back of the body, reaching up strongly through the fingers. And as you exhale, bend the elbows. The hands kind of float behind the head and the points of the elbows go very wide. Inhale, reach up, lengthen through the whole torso. Exhale, hands come down. Little wide through the elbows. One more time like that. Lengthening up, bending the elbows, finding that width out toward the sides. Now this time as you exhale, bring the points of the elbows toward each other, round forward. The elbows might touch the legs somewhere. Inhale, come back up. Find that wide, expansive position. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, open it up, seeing how your back feels. And especially as we're going through the warm-up movements, curiosity is that wonderful attitude to work with. Elbows wide. Okay, last one, round forward. Open it out to the sides. And as you do, the arms are going to come out very broad through the fingers. Feel that active length up through your spine. And then we'll start to turn the head from side to side, seeing how our neck is feeling. And you are paying extra attention to the ends of the movements. What does the end of the movement feel like there? Okay, bringing the hands down behind the back. As they come behind the back, you're going to kind of press the palms toward each other, almost like there's an imaginary yoga block that you are squeezing between your hands. And that helps you to draw your shoulder blades toward each other and create this opening through the chest. Then you're going to drop chin down toward the chest. Inhale, look up toward the ceiling. 2 more times like that. Exhale down. Inhale up. Noticing all the sensation as the head lifts and lowers. What does my neck feel like today? Okay, come back through center. Expand out to the sides. Big T with the arms. Exhale the hands into the heart. And we'll go into our first active twist. Inhale, lengthen up through the center of the spine. Exhale, spiral to the right. The point of your right elbow is reaching back. And this is where we really start to connect to the internal source of effort that is the hallmark of mobility. So you're thinking about the muscles wrapping around your trunk every time you exhale to spiral deeper. Inhale, come back to the center, arms reach straight up. Take that exhale, elbows go wide. Inhale, straight up, palms down to the heart. Keep that length through the spine. As you exhale, active twist to the left. Left elbow reaches back. Start to recruit the muscles to wrap around your trunk. Every exhale helps you to recruit a bit more internal effort. Inhale, come back up to center. Arms reach up. Take that exhale, elbows wide. And you might feel like you want to start to open into a back bend. Exhale, round forward. Elbows go toward the legs. Inhale, open up either straight or maybe starting to expand into that back bend. Exhale, forward. And last one here, opening. Coming back up into a neutral spine. Arms go out into that T. And we're going to bring the spiraling movement into the shoulder joint. Flipping your palms up toward the ceiling and lifting strongly through your pinky finger. Feeling that spiral all the way up into the shoulder. And then flip the palms down. Drop your thumb toward the floor. Spiraling all the way up into the shoulder. And then let yourself rotate back and forth like that. Pinky up, then thumb down. You can isolate the movement just in the arms, or you can start to let your head and your chest get drawn into that movement. Inhaling, opening, spiraling up, exhaling, spiraling down. Okay, the next time that you exhale, hands come into the heart. And if you're sitting on a block, we can take that out to the side, swing the legs out in front of you. Feet to the floor. So to start, we're going to have the hands right behind the back for support. The knees start to sway from side to side like windshield wipers. Warming up the hips. There's often some very interesting sensation as we start to move into hip rotation. Lots of things to notice. Okay, then if this movement is feeling good and you want to try it without the arms, you can bring the hands into prayer right in front of the chest and start to rely on that control through the trunk to keep you upright. Sweeping the knees through center and over to the side. Now, one of the things that you will notice as you go back and forth with this movement is you're going to start to scoot forward. So you might have to reposition yourself at some point, but that's okay. It just kind of naturally happens with this. Okay, one more over to the side. Keeping that control through the trunk, it is not easy. We'll come up really tall. I'm going to scoot myself back because I definitely slid forward. Okay, so I call this position mermaid. I think it has a lot of different names, but my knees are facing toward the left, and I'm taking my inhale to get really tall through the spine, and I'm going to twist toward the left through the spine. Coming back into center. Rolling the knees over to the other side. So now the knees are pointing to the right. Get tall through the spine and spiral around with your trunk to find that twist. And I always like to remind people that if you do the left first or the right first, it doesn't matter so much. As long as you do both sides, don't get too caught up in the left and the right. We'll always do both. Okay, come back through the center, and you're going to send the feet out wide. Get very tall up on the pelvis. Start to draw your toes back very actively. So you're going to feel the muscles up the top of the legs working hard, kind of drawing that support toward the center. Arms come up. Exhale, bend the elbows, hands to the back of the head. Feel the work through the trunk just to hold you here. A lot of work. Okay, exhale, elbows go toward the floor. Inhale, open it up, get tall. 2 more breaths like that, folding forward. Inhale, open. And 1 more. And perhaps as you come up, you might open into a bit of a back bend. Let the arms come out toward the sides, Exhale, hands toward the heart. Okay, so very similar to what we did before with our mermaid, we're going to swivel our knees toward the right and bend. So here we are in our mermaid. Come back through the center, wide leg seat, swivel the knees over to the other side. Back and forth like that. Keep some active reach back through your toes so your legs are working. Focusing on the control that it takes through the trunk because we don't have arm support. That's another hallmark of mobility work, is that we don't use the arms very much to support our body. We're trying to create that internal effort and internal connection. All right, last side here, our mermaid over here. So whatever side you are moving into, my knees are going to go to the right. You might want to also come over to the right, but we'll always do both sides, so it's okay. You're going to lift up onto your shins. This back leg is going to step up, and then I'm going to parallel my back foot so that I'm in a low lunge. Take an inhale. Here you are in your low lunge, and we're going to exhale, sweep the arms back, come back into a half split, half Hanumanasana. Inhale, sweep forward, low lunge. Exhale, sweep back. As you're moving forward and back, we're going to put a bit of focus into the front leg. As you come back and the front leg goes towards straight, pressing a bit into your heel to ground the leg into the floor, and it's like you're using that to scoop yourself forward as you make your way into your low lunge. Softening back. Press the heel down into the floor. Feel that activation in the back of the leg. Pull yourself forward. Low lunge. Okay, one more like that. Up into your low lunge. Hold the hands down into the heart into prayer. And then we're going to take the right hand onto the floor, just underneath the shoulder. Left arm's going to sweep open into a big twist in your low lunge. Active reach up through the top fingers. You can stay right here, or if you'd like to, tuck your back toes underneath and lift the knee to come up into a high lunge. And then we'll start to work with the spine a bit more. Take your top hand, bend the elbow, hand toward the back of the head, just like we've been doing. And then the point of the elbow is going to scoop down toward the floor, almost like you're trying to touch right in between your hand and your foot. I can't quite reach, but perhaps you can. Inhale, open the elbow up to the ceiling. Exhale, scoop down toward the floor. So we'll open and close a couple times, creating this great rotation through the upper back, the thoracic spine. Last one here. Getting that good glide, open and close. The next time that you open, straighten your elbow, fingers reach toward the sky. And we'll drop that hand down. Drop your back knee down. So we're going to come out of this pose the same way that we got here. The front leg is going to step back. You're going to place the shin down and land in your mermaid position. Slide the legs back through that wide-legged seat. This is why I like to have a lot of space when I do this practice. You're really sliding around quite a bit. And we'll go back into our alternating mermaid. Keeping the integrity through your trunk. Find center, wide legs. Sweep the knees over to the right. Back through center, over to the left. And again, with this one, you might start to scoot forward, so repositioning at some point can be helpful, so you stay in the general area. The next time you come through the middle, we're going to pause here. Hands come toward the heart. Take your exhale, lean forward, and it's so tempting to put the hands down, right? Because that's what we usually do. But try to keep the hands in front of the heart if you can. Feel that lean forward into gravity, and then push both your legs into the floor like you're pushing the floor away from you to rise up. We'll do that to one side. Turn toward the right leg, lean forward, push the right leg into the floor to help you rise up. Same thing over to the left leg. Lean over the left leg, push the left leg into the floor to rise up. Find center. I'll do one more like that. Lean forward, push the floor away. Find that tall position through your spine. So we're going to switch over to the other side now to even everything out. I went to the right, so I'm going to swing my knees to the left into my mermaid pose. Lift up onto the shins. This back leg is going to step up. Swing the back foot so that it's parallel. And you can do a little rearranging into your low lunge. Arms come up. Exhale, sweep your weight back toward a half split. Inhale, rock forward, low lunge. Just like we did in our wide leg forward bend, as you come back into that half split, you start to press your heel into the floor, and that helps to pull you forward into your low lunge. And it's really about recruiting the muscle activation, creating that internal strength and support. Okay, one more sweep forward and back. Feeling that active press with the leg into the floor to draw you forward. Bring the hands down toward the heart, and we'll frame the front foot. The left hand stays right underneath the shoulder. Inhale, right arm opens up into a big twist. Feeling the active reach up through the fingers, creating space between the hands. And you can stay right here, or if you'd like to tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee into a high lunge. Bending the top elbow, hand comes toward the back of the head. Then we'll lead with the point of the elbow. Open up toward the ceiling. Exhale, scoop it to the inside of your leg, like you're trying to tap right in between your hand and your foot. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, scoop. When I do the upper back rotations like this, I like to think about that spiraling movement around the heart. Nice, free, fluid movement around the upper back, because that's one of those areas where things can kind of get stuck and stagnant. Okay, last one here. Opening it up, scooping it down, and then we'll release the elbow bend, reach the arms straight up. Drop your hand down to the mat. We're going to take the back foot and hop it forward into a forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Soften the knees, press all the way up into standing. Big reach overhead. Gather that down into the heart. And we stand for a moment, grounding the feet into the floor, letting our mind settle back onto this relationship with curiosity. This is how we dissolve expectation, and it allows us to deepen our connection to what is actually here, and what is unfolding in front of us in our practice and in our life. It's that connection to curiosity. Take your inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. From here, we're going to step or hop back to your plank. Exhale, start to lower yourself down to the mat. You can drop the knees or take a regular chaturanga. We'll come all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, low cobra for our back bend. Start to think about the muscles across the upper back, right across the shoulder blades. And the hands will start to lift up off the mat. You kind of float your hands maybe 2 or 3 inches off the floor. The points of the elbows are reaching up to the ceiling. So we have this wonderful activation in the upper back, working against gravity. To drop the hands down, release that back bend, push the floor away, make your way back to downward dog. Maybe feeling a bit of active lift up through the hips, creating that space along the spine. Good. Take your exhale, drop your knees down, sink back toward child's pose, but we're going to keep a fairly active version of child's pose, lifting the hands, tenting the fingers, little spider hands. Then you're going to walk the hands away from you to create a sense of active length through the sides of the body. Walk the hands over to the right side. Take the right arm all the way back past your feet, like you're reaching to the opposite side of the room. You're using the fingertips to create some extra space and expansion. Come back through the middle. Fingers walk away from you, opening up the side rib cage. And we'll take that over to the left side, walking left fingers back, right fingers over. Breathing into that side body space. Coming back around through the middle. Give a little wiggle through the shoulders. We'll walk back and come up into sitting. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows really wide. Maybe a bit of a back bend there. Exhale, rounding forward. Inhale, expand. Last one like that. Expand the arms out to the sides into a big T. We'll flip the palms down, creating that spiral through the shoulders, down, reaching the thumbs back. Palms come up, pinkies lift. Feeling that spiral all the way up into the shoulder joint. And the next time the palms flip down, we'll bring the hands behind the back like you're squeezing that imaginary yoga block between your palms. Drop your chin down toward your chest. Start to rock the head over toward the right like a little half circle. Come back through center. Over to the other side. Very slow with the neck. This is a great time to use your curiosity to see what kind of sensation comes up when you do these different movements. Head comes back towards center, arms open back out into that big T. Exhale, hands come toward the heart. And then we'll start to swing over into a comfortable seat. Maybe it's cross-legged or anything else that helps you to feel settled. We'll settle for a moment to absorb the work of our practice, reconnecting with a sense of curiosity. And we can think about curiosity as the opposite of expectation. Expectation disconnects us from the reality of what is here. And curiosity creates this openness, this seeking of what is actually here. What is happening in my body with each of these movements? And what is happening in my life, moment to moment, as things unfold. Perhaps taking the hands over the heart, letting the head bow for a moment. And I thank you for sharing this practice with me. I hope that it has helped you to feel more awareness in your body and understand how your body is moving today. And I hope that the attitude of curiosity will support you as you go out through the rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one.